Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Sparks. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Integrating Materials and Manufacturing Innovation. And in today's paper, we're going to dive into the world of 3D printing and predicting printability for new materials using a very simple set of features rather than the complex characterization that's been used in the past. This paper comes to us from authors in Madrid, Spain, from the IMDEA Materials Institute, La Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, and INEI. Corresponding author is Maciej Haranczyk. Okay, let's dive into it. So the main idea of this paper, as you can see here, when you're printing something new, is that you don't actually know ahead of time whether something is going to print well or not. In fact, you typically spend many hours exploring a bunch of different things. You might test its rheology, its thermal properties. You're probably going to print dozens of test parts, and that is ultimately slow. The question the authors ask in this paper is, can you, instead of doing all that complex measurements, can you do a single simple materials test and have it serve as a proxy for all the other materials characterization that you would otherwise need to do to build out machine learning models? Let's take a look at it. This table is maybe a good place to start. Previous machine learning workflows for predicting printability would take things like rotational rheology, thermal analysis, lots of printing experiments, and they'd build up predictive models. And while accurate, those can be slow. Instead, check out what they've got here. They have just 8 different feature sets, and these are pretty minimal. I mean, it's basically printing conditions plus a couple of other parameters extracted from capillary rheometry. That result, that experiment right there is what they hope could be replacing the entire normal characterization workflow. The concept here is that because capillary rheometry operates at shear rates that are similar to those experienced during extrusion, maybe it's actually capturing the information that's relevant for predicting printability. Let's see. Figure 3 is showing you the classification score. Higher numbers are better than lower here. And essentially what they're showing is pretty striking results. The full capillary rheology model does do the best. It's got performances around 86%, not surprising. But check it out, their reduced sort of 6-feature model with a single experiment you have to do, that gets about 81% accuracy, more or less matching the performance of this much more comprehensive characterization workflow. And even better, the simplified model actually was able to predict dimensional accuracy pretty well. In fact, the only property that it really struggled with was surface roughness, which makes sense, right? That depends more on viscoelastic relaxation than simple extrusion flow. So the biggest takeaway here for me is probably that the models are consistently identifying some features as more important than others. For example, flow rate, zero shear viscosity. These are dominant predictors of successful printing. And those are the ones that we can get from a simple experiment rather than the really complex experiments. So in other words, it's not always more data, but the right data or the right measurements for doing something like this. What are the implications for the community? For the additive community, this is, I think, a pretty important paper. It's going to suggest that future autonomous labs where we're looking to develop new materials, we don't have to do this exhaustive characterization suite before screening these new materials. We might be able to get away with simple capillary rheology measurements as a practical proxy for quantifying whether or not this new polymer formulation is going to be able to serviceable in 3D printing applications. I hope you'll read all about it in the latest issue of IMDEA.